good morning. I'm a bit late. The plans for today is studio, working a bit, and then I still have to go to the city center and buy Christmas presents. I didn't buy any yet, and there are only 2 more days left. I've decided to take a small detour before going to the studio to get at least one of the presents. It's kind of on the way, and also my dad has birthday on the 25th, so I need to get an additional one.
Habe ich noch nie aufgestellt, ja.
Aber bestellen könnte man die, oder?
Ja, sicher.
I of course can't tell you what I bought, but it's something from Apple. And while I'm already here in this area, I have to get something from the best Turkish bakery. Finally in the studio I got another letter from the GEMA. I'm guessing it's because there was like a case where 2 artists argued that the publishers shouldn't get paid directly from the GEMA, and now there's a lot of trouble. A lot of people don't really know what to do, and I think that's just the information how this is handled now. You cannot imagine how heavy my backpack is. I of course have my laptop in it, and these cables, the Apple present, and of course my breakfast. This is by far the best you can get in town. It's so good you don't need anything on top of it. To be really honest, I just don't have anything here in the studio that I could eat with it. But it's still better than nothing, and I'm sure I will find something delicious tonight in the city center. Okay, all done with breakfast. I should really clean this place. I don't even remember the last time I vacuum cleaned it, but no time for that today. It's straight to making music. It's always very important to warm up your fingers before playing. It's now 4:30 and today is actually the 21st of December. Today is the shortest day of the year. And I've been looking forward to this day for a very long time. From today on, the days are getting longer again, which makes vlogging a lot easier. And I don't have this constant going to the studio in the dark and going back home from the studio in the dark, which is kind of a bit depressing. So from today on, it's going up again. I've been actually so quick today that I have a couple of spare minutes to do the next round of Q&As. First question is by King Theo. He's asking if he should buy Serum instead of Nexus 2. So it really depends if you're a beginner or more advanced. The Serum is definitely more for advanced producers and people that actually like to sound design, play around with it and come up with new sounds. And the Nexus is just very easy. You just select a preset and you're good to go. So it's up to you. Notification squad, notification squad, notification squad, notification squad, hashtag notification squad. So it seems like there's a lot of demand for this shirt. It's actually really cool, so I might do a couple more of these at the beginning of next year and also give them away. If you're interested, let me know. Okay, so here's one from Sebastian. He's asking me how I did save up to buy a studio. I didn't buy this studio. This is a rented place. Here are actually more rooms around it that belong to my parents. They were both artists and they have some storage rooms right next here. And I'm able to use this room and kind of share the rent with my parents. Without them, this would be a lot harder. It's not that easy to find a place within the city where you can make music quite loud. I don't have any neighbors on this side, also no neighbors behind me. Here on this side are neighbors, but it's another building, so there are 2 walls in between. Underneath is a storage room, and above me is actually the bedroom of someone. So I try not to make loud music after 8 to 10 during the week. A studio like mine doesn't really produce a lot of noise. I don't record drums in here, I don't record vocals in here. I just play music and I sit in front of the speakers, have a very direct sound. So maybe around 70 to 80 decibels. And the entire ceiling is actually half a meter higher, then you can see it. Actually, I put another layer in between of absorbing material, and I think that's doing the job. So I never really had them complain, except for making loud music on holidays. Every time I see any of the neighbors, they just call me the boom boom man, because they just hear the kick from the studio probably. But they're just making fun. No one really ever complained. I never had problems with the police or so. So I'm really lucky to have this room. More notification squad, notification squad, notification squad, notification squad. Serf, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's asking me to show how I organize my samples and everything on my computer. I already did that. I will link the video down below. Alexis is asking me how I decide which part is becoming the chorus and which part is becoming the verse. I don't know, it's like 90% is just what I feel, but it's not that I do parts and then decide what it is. I actually have in mind what part I want to do. So usually the verse is a bit more quiet, has less elements, has less chord changes, less drums, and it's more like a resting or build-up phase. And then the chorus is where everything opens up and you have all of the elements playing at the same time. And it should be the catchiest part, the main part. This is the part that is getting stuck into the people's head. That's where you have to work the most and just get it really right to have a good track. It's 90% just judged by the chorus. The verses are just there to have something that gives the track contrast compared to the chorus. Cracks is asking if we have to know full proper music theory to produce EDM. And yeah, I would say definitely yes. I mean, not the full music theory thing that you need to play the keys or classical music, but at least the basics about chords, how to make chord progressions, which chords fit, and just to have a track that is in key and doesn't have any random notes flying around and just sounds awkward. So I might do in the future a small video about like easy chord stuff that you should know when you produce electronic music. He's also saying that music theory is confusing him. It was the same with me. I started producing music before I even knew anything about music theory. And that's also what took me the longest to learn. But it's actually super easy. It's really not that hard. It really depends on who's teaching it to you and where you learn it. I had a lot of friends that helped me out, and I also looked a lot of stuff up online. But it's way too overcomplicated explained. There are a couple of things you need to know, and they will make it a lot easier to make tracks. If you don't have a clue about music theory at all, just maybe stick to the black keys, and with them you can make whatever you want. The track will still be musically correct. Not very exciting, but correct. I've seen plenty of tutorials of really big artists that just use black keys because they're not musicians. Eric is asking me about my thoughts about the deadmau5 masterclass. I'm still not done with it. I have to say that I fell asleep 3 times. It's kind of cool, kind of not. I think I will just do an entire video about it tomorrow. I should be able to finish the last hour and a half tonight. That's already it. Now comes the fun part of today, and that is city center, getting presents. But first I need to head back home and get rid of the laptop. There's no way I'm taking it with me to the city center. There's way too much pickpocketing going on right now. You see, it's not even 5 and it's already dark outside. I hate it. I should really move to a country that is closer to the equator. Would be also just way nicer to live somewhere where it is warmer than Germany. At least it's really nice and warm at home. But I'm just here for a couple of seconds to leave the laptop here. Check if I have everything with me. Wallet, phone. Maybe take the hat with me. It's now dark and cold. So let's go. Fun shopping tour. Yay. If you didn't know, I love shopping. There's nothing that makes more fun standing in line A lot of people around me. Expensive stuff. At least I yesterday already researched what to get for everybody, so I hope it won't take that long. That's the Christmas market that I visited on Saturday. And now it's time to get into the shopping madness. It's actually not as bad as I thought, but I'm also using the places that are less crowded, of course. That's Vanessa's favorite chocolate store. And it's already closed. That's already an extremely good start. Luckily there's online shopping and same-day delivery, so I might have to get a couple of things later tonight online. I'm now finally all done with the Christmas presents for Vanessa, so she's now allowed to join me for the rest of the presents. What do we need?
I don't know, I don't need anything.
Oh, you got already all the presents? So it's just me that is buying all the stuff 2 days before.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go. It really looks nice with all of the lights. We're aborting the mission for buying presents. Vanessa's parents and her grandmother joined us, and we're now entering the Christmas market. First stop, sausage for everyone. She's always waving for hours.
Das bist du.
Tschö. It's now very late. I'm doing the last minute online Christmas shopping. I got everything, and luckily they offered the same day delivery option, and I can't even imagine how stressful it must be for all of the people delivering packages these days.